Very good evening. You're watching The Viewpoint. I'm Afrida Rahman Ali. We are now live on YouTube and Twitter. We are here to talk about this case, which has again shook the conscience of this nation. This is the story of a 31-year-old young, hardworking doctor who was literally working round the clock. Where was she working? She was working in a hospital called RG Kar Hospital in Kolkata, a dedicated young female doctor who would sleep in the hospital during her work hours because she had to snatch some sleep during those grueling hours that she was putting in to save lives, to help patients. What is the kind of workplace that she is given? What is the kind of safety she is provided with? Viewers, you will be horrified to hear that this story has exposed the working conditions of young resident doctors in this country. The lady in question was raped and murdered while on duty. This happened overnight of 8th and 9th of August. There has been so many discussions around this, but it is never enough. We cannot let these kind of stories die out. I have decided that we are going to raise the important questions with some very prominent voices who I have with me today, and they will help us understand why such things are happening over and over again. Why these rogue elements, these perverts are lurking in every nook and cranny and targeting young women who are out there to simply do their duty, to do their work. It's heart-rending to see a post-mortem report that gives you the brutalities and news anchors reading them out on every channel, the way she was hurt, the way she was strangulated, the way there were marks on her limbs, every single detail being spelled out on television channels, not even caring for the sensitivity of the parents, because after all, you need those eyeballs. But I'm not going to do that. We will be extremely sensitive as we discuss this issue. And I'm going to now introduce to you the panel who is with me today. Joining me here on the program, let me bring on to the screen Saira Shah Halim, women's rights activist, Manav Jaiswal, AITC spokesperson, and Dr. Hardeep Jogi, who's a resident doctor from a Resident Doctors Association in Uttar Pradesh. Let me add them, in fact, to the screen and welcome all of them uh, to the program. I have lost Dr. Hardeep. I can't see him yet. We'll have him in just a moment. Very warm welcome, Saira Halim, and very warm welcome to you, Manav Jaiswal. Thank you for joining me here. I feel a strange heartache, even talking about these sort of stories. I've been a journalist for over 22 years, and the first one, of course, was Nirbhaya, when I found my voice literally choking on air, couldn't speak because I was a young girl myself. And to hear of these sort of atrocities on a woman's body was alien to me. And this is the second time I'm choking, while I was going through the details of the report. I'm thinking of that young doctor, thinking of how blissfully she was asleep in a seminar room, by the way. The hospital did not even have a proper resting room for a lady doctor, and the sort of brutalities. I mean, the more I am going through the details, the more enraged I am feeling. And I'm quite sure any other woman, Sarah, for instance, would be feeling the rage that us working women in this country would feel, that this is the treatment a workplace meets out to you. I'll take opening comments from both my guests. Sarah, you first. What is with this country? Hospitals are not safe. Roads, buses, trains are not safe. A resident doctor doing her duty diligently is not safe. What went wrong?
Hi, so good evening, Afrida. The thing is, this is a very, very heinous rape and murder, and especially why it's shocking the entire country is that the protectors of society, say civic volunteers with the police, they themselves turn out to be the perpetrators of crime, especially in this case. And here, what is really startling and disturbing is that the CM, instead of rectifying, or rather, putting this principal of, the college and punishing him, she rather, what you call, rewards him with a plus appointment within hours. When he resigned from his post, he was transferred to another prestigious institution as head of the institution. So here we are seeing that instead of reprimanding, where, the principal of the college is supposed to take responsibility and ownership of all the undergoings of the college, he gets rewarded. Now, if you look at the post-mortem report of the trainee doctor who was raped and murdered in such a gruesome manner, the post-mortem report shows that her thyroid cartilage was broken due to strangling. So she was throttled very badly. Then there have been injuries found on her belly, lips, fingers, left leg, and here they have been accusations that it could be more than one person. So right now the entire country is appalled. It is not just limited to Kolkata. If you see the doctors across board are on strike, women are out on the roads because it's not just about doctors now, it's about the safety and security of every working woman who's using public transport or who has night duty. So we need to make our spaces very, very, safe. There's no point if the Trinamool Congress sends the maximum number of MPs to the parliament and hardly anybody raises their voice or does something, beckoning of being a MP or beckoning of being what you call chief minister. So I think it's an appalling state of affairs. I'm really, really shocked. And I think right now, after Nirbhaya's, very, very painful demise, we should have pulled up our socks as a country and ensured a safe space to the girl child, to the women, whether it's a homemaker, whether it's a working woman, or whatever it is. I think this has been absolutely shocking. And if you look at the wounds, if you look at the thyroid cartilage that's been broken due to strangling, you can see deep wounds found in a private part. So which gives rise to the speculation that there could be more than one person involved. And if you look at the timing, it's said that the timing is very bizarre. It could have happened between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. on August 9th. So all what we are appealing is a fair inquiry and a quick reprimand and a fast trial court, because just handing it over to the CBI and giving responsibility to somebody doesn't help. We need much, much more because here we haven't learned a lesson after Nirbhaya. And, if you see West Bengal, we've seen it was considered a very, very safe city for women. But if you
Let me
look
get
at
the
the recent,
response.
look at Sandesh Khali, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
incidents of crimes have just
It's
increased.
a state-run hospital. Let me make it clear to my
Right.
audience. Manav Jaiswal, it's a state-run hospital. It's a government hospital. Taxpayers' money go into the running of these hospitals. So, in a way, the state government is directly responsible for ensuring that these institutions are safe for women. The TMC government in West Bengal, let's face it, has failed and failed miserably in ensuring safe working spaces in government run institutions. Mr. Jaiswal.
First of all, namaskar to the nation.
Yes.
Afrida, I'm really sad because of the knowledge that you are sharing on the channel today that the women are not safe and they are definitely not safe in the state-run institutions. You have to understand, and rather you don't have to understand, you have to believe. It's been not even 24 hours. The culprit had been arrested, my friend. And all these years, for last 10 years, 11 years, whenever we are ruling the state, basically serving the state, Calcutta has been the safest city awarded a number of times. We are the only state which has got a maximum women police stations pan India. We are the only state we've been able to grab the culprit within 24 hours. We are the only state where the CM is standing along with the family. Vice versa, the family members have 100% support and they believe in the administration. That has been proven time and again. What has happened? It's really sad. There's no word about it. We don't want to justify what has happened. But the idea is crime, when it happens, when it's a smuggling or it's a trafficking or any kind of the other tangible form of crime, you've seen that it can be arrested or it can be stopped or it can be prevented. But when you have this kind of inhuman act where a man or a woman or anybody does something so heinous like a murder or probably torture, someone like that, it's very difficult. You don't really understand how the
I do
brain
not
mapping
agree,
goes.
Mr.
But
Jaiswal. I simply do not agree with you. When you say that these spaces cannot be insulated from these criminals, I mean, that way anyone will justify these sort of incidents, saying, how can we rule out there are criminals everywhere? I'm sorry. The reason there is a
excuse me,
government in
excuse me,
place, the reason
excuse
there
me,
is a
Afrida.
no, I am sorry, you cannot
Afrida.
simply get away saying
You're just
that
jumping
crimes
into. No,
happen
listen, you.
everywhere and Bengal is the safest state. We have the highest number of police, women police officers, or whatever else that you were detailing about the system you have in place, and thereby saying that such systems fail, then anything can fail. Is that your argument?
Is that how you conclude your statements? Is that how you read into it? Wait, you have some
Yes, I am
patience. What is
reading
wrong
that
with
into
you? Have
what you're
some
saying
patience.
because I'm appalled
Have
that you
some
say that the
patience.
system
No,
did
no, no, no,
everything
no,
it
no, no.
could, and yet this
What you're trying
happens.
to say, listen. What you're trying to say does not justify what I'm trying to add on to it. What
Please
did I say?
explain. Please take
You have
your time
stopped
and
me. You have
explain.
stopped me in the middle, right? What I
Hmm.
want to tell you is, how does the judiciary works? How does the administration work? I'm not here to educate you or tutor you about the process, but the idea is when a crime happens, the whole thing, the whole administration, whatever work happens, the administration should stand with the victim. The administration should stand with the
That is after
family.
the wrong
The
is done.
administration, listen,
You're
listen,
talking
listen,
about after the crime is committed.
listen, Afrida.
Nobody
You
is
have to
denying you
wait and
that.
listen
That
to me.
post the
Let
crime
me
you are
finish.
doing all you can
Why are you
now.
being impatient?
I'm asking about the
No, 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 no.
preventive
How?
measures.
I said, listen to me. The CCTV camera, which happens to be there in the vicinity of the, the premises, the
Hmm.
security systems, everything was in place. This is one of incident which has happened, and it has given a bad name to the entire country. It is not only about Bengal. A woman is
Okay.
not safe in India. That is how you can conclude.
And therefore, you are not willing to
But
take any particular
the idea
responsibility
is
for a
no, no,
woman
no,
in
no. Listen,
Bengal.
listen.
Your argument is
See,
women across the country are
listen,
unsafe.
listen,
How can
listen,
Bengal be any different?
Afrida. You're just running into a lot of statement of yours, which I cannot really justify. Neither I have time to justify those flaws of yours. But what I have to tell you, the only state with a woman chief minister in the country, the
I
chief
think one of
minister
you
herself is
mute your
standing
mics.
with
There's
the
some
victim.
disturbance.
The
No,
chief
carry on,
minister
carry on.
herself is standing with the victim and the family. The chief
Hmm.
minister is the only chief minister in the country who has
Hmm.
openly stated that if the other culprits are not arrested in time by till Sunday, we will have CBI investigating it. We are okay with it. Who does it? We don't want to shy away with our responsibility. Woman, the
I'm
only
not taking
Mukhyamantri
that away
Mamata
from you.
Banerjee.
I am not
Mamata
taking that
Banerjee does
away
not
from
shy
you
away with the
that the CM
responsibility.
has said we will hand it over to CBI, though it has not yet been handed over. I am not taking away from you that the CM is standing with the family of the victim. I'm not taking any of that away from you about the record time which you claim within which the accused was arrested. My question was simply about where is the safe working space for a woman? Dr.
That is
Hardeep
how it
Jogi
is,
is with us.
Afrida. The
Yeah.
CCTV footage is proven. The CCTV footage is there. The security system is there. And an insider does a crime. How could you grab them? This is how you have done
All
it.
right.
This is the tools were
Okay,
already
I
in
take your
place.
point.
If the
You are
tools were
saying
not
that
in
such
place, we would
crimes
not been able
become
to grab him.
impossible to rule out. Such criminals
No, no, no,
become
no, no, no,
impossible to
no.
weed out because
It
they
is
are
how you need to educate
insiders.
the society at large. You need to educate the society at large. And this kind of criminals,
Okay. Yes,
they're
I'll
just
come to you
amongst
after
us.
I take opening
They're one
comments
of
from
us.
Dr. Hardeep Jogi. Dr. Hardeep Jogi, अगर हम sequence देखें, if we really look at the sequence of events, it so happens that that was the very night, by the way, when Neeraj Chopra was gunning for a gold medal, right? That's the javelin throw contest was happening. That particular night, these resident doctors was watching all of that live telecast. They had dinner, and then the lady doctor in question goes off to take rest in a seminar room. A person who is, as I now understand, was a volunteer with the Kolkata police, and he had all access
Yes.
to every corner of the hospital, enters through back door. By the time all of these people knew that she's going to be resting in that seminar room, and then this heinous crime happens. Dr. Jogi, when you hear of this, do you feel that this could have happened just about anywhere, as Manav Jaiswal is telling us, that resident women doctors do have to manage their duties in this manner, snatch some sleep wherever they can, and their safeties are always compromised? Is that how resident doctors are operating in this country?
The sad part is, yes, the system has totally failed regarding the providing protection to the doctors, and this is why this is our very saddened part, that we have to come at the roads. We have to take the candle marches across the country to get this case to CBI. And I thank to High Court that he has taken the decision. Otherwise, what I believe, Kolkata police was very slow in this case investigation, and there is everything fishy. The principal that has resigned has been appointed another medical college within 12 hours. So we are, as a doctor, as a young resident doctor, she is my colleague. I totally can understand the situation of a doctor in India. We are going through the government sector. There are no security at all, and this is the reason कि इतना बड़ा हादसा हो गया है. And this is totally a shame on the system, on the security, on the management, on the administration, and still people are trying to hide it. People are calling the parents that your daughter has committed suicide, and later on when the doctors are on the roads and we are agitating the movement, the things are opening up, and as now you can see what is the real truth is. She has been murdered, she has been raped, she has been throttled. So country, as a medical person, I also have got trained in the government medical colleges, and I have seen that there is daily basis there are any uh, violence against us, and on the daily basis some such perverts are visiting the hospital, and there is no security there, and there is something fishy in this matter as well. Why this case was being so longly pushed? Why it was not given to the CBI at the very first time? When we can see this is major, this is
Yes, I
major
got
than Nirbhaya.
you have raised some important points. You are saying that the state government has done a disservice by actually reinstating the principal, who should have been questioned about why such a thing happened under his watch. You are also saying that this sort of conditions make it very easy for the perpetrators, make it extremely easy. You can get away with it, and therefore it is likely to happen. And of course, you have raised the question about why the matter is not already in the hands of CBI. Precious time is being lost. Sarah Shah Halim, go ahead. You wanted to come in.
See, I'll tell you what, if you look at the way the case has been handled, I would, ask the TMC spokesperson, isn't there grave concern in how this case is being handled? By rewarding the principal of RGK Medical College, it's laughable. Instead of being reprimanded, within hours he shifted to a prestigious institution as head of the institution. So that itself puts a question mark on how the government is handling the case. And secondly, if you look at the lapses, in the hospital, uh, you look at this person, civic volunteer, this the main accused. He didn't come in the notice of the police because he apparently was a tout. Who, being a government, he was not even an employee. He was a civic volunteer with the Kolkata police. He used to ride a bike with KP written on it. He was wearing a T-shirt with Kolkata police written on it. He used to get patients admitted, relatives admitted, taking a certain fee. All these accusations have, or they were made. That means there was some kind of nexus going on. Now tell me, was he the lone person that time at 4 a.m.? What were the other people who were watching the, Paris Olympics? What were they doing? Isn't the principal responsible, for the safety security of resident doctors? Isn't it his responsibility to ensure that there's a resting place for women doctors? Why does a lady doctor have to go to a seminar hall to take rest? Under these very, very, in these grueling situation, I think what is apparent right now that this case has not been handled well. There are many, many loopholes, lot of significant lapses on the part of the hospital administration, and then we need to look at how the parents repeatedly monitored that we want a like a full recorded proceedings going on. So it's not been handled well. The administration definitely has lapses. Secondly, the CM's role is also doubtful, because how did the principal get such a plum posting within hours of his sacking? So that the whole
Let me ask
motive is
Mr.
questionable now.
Jaiswal. Let me ask that question because everyone is asking that question now, Manoj Jaiswal. Why was the principal reinstated in such a hurry? What was the need to do that? What kind of message does it send? That here is someone under whose watch such a heinous crime happened. The least one could expect is that that individual who was on taxpayers' money salary is kept suspended. Why is he being reinstated in such a tearing hurry, Mr. Jaiswal?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Hello? I didn't get your question. Can you come back?
No, I was just saying, why was the principal of RG Kar Medical College immediately reinstated with another position? Is what Saira Shah Halim is asking, and a lot of people are asking. What sort of message does it send that you are in a hurry to have this person given another job immediately?
So there's nothing hurry, the being hurry or whatever it is. The investigation is taking its own course. The policing has already arrested the prime culprit. And on top of it, we are there with the family. And the idea is, if he has been reinstated, there has to be a protocol, which I don't need to see any, comment on that, because he's not a criminal. Principal is supposed to be a criminal. I don't know how many principals will be arrested on day in, day
It's
out.
not a matter of
But
whether
if
he's
there
a
has to be a
criminal or
self-correct,
not. Nobody's saying he's
I
a
don't know.
criminal.
I
But
don't
he
think
was the
anything.
man
I
at the
don't think there
helm
is
of
any.
affairs. The hospital safety, the premises were under his watch, and something as brutal as this happens, the man who is
I
the chief
also,
administrator,
after that, you just allow me.
is
After
suspended
Afrida,
and
that,
I
not
need to
allowed to
ask
join
you.
in
I need
such
to
a
ask you.
short period of
I
time.
need to ask you. I need to ask you something. Like the train accident
Okay.
happens, you go and ask these, the minister, the railway minister, to resign. You should ask the CO to resign, or the DRM to resign. Everybody should resign. It's clear,
no,
top to
but
bottom.
here,
This is how
Afrida,
not. This is
you're
not how the
missing.
administration works.
No,
No,
the
carry on,
gentleman
sir.
is missing the
Now
point.
listen
The
to me. Listen
gentleman
to
is
me,
missing the point.
Saira.
I hope
Saira,
you know
listen to
that
me.
Dr.
Saira, listen to
Sandeep,
me.
one second. Dr. Sandeep Ghosh's appointment was marked with allegations of mismanagement and financial irregularities. So, how are you saying with confidence he's not a criminal? He's already alleged, he's been alleged with
Why don't
financial
listen?
irregularities, mismanagement,
Mr.
and
Adani has been alleged with lot of
his quick
Mr. Adani has been
appointment,
alleged with lot of
his quick
irregularities.
appointment
So
is
he's a
only
criminal. So you put
intensifying the
all allegation
outrage
and someone
across
becomes a
India.
criminal. Let the court take its course.
No,
Now,
no, 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 no,
are
no,
you
no, no, no,
judiciary?
no, no.
Saira,
No, no, are
are
you
you
not,
judiciary?
Mr. Jaiswal, are you not aggrieved? Are
You
you
announce
not enraged that in
what
this
for?
college such an
We are
incident
working on the
happens?
grassroots level. Now listen,
And at
Afridi,
least till the investigation is
Afrida,
in the process, the man should step aside and not be on another job in another
listen.
medical college.
At least that man should be
You just
investigated.
now
That the
listen.
statement of that principal must be
You are
recorded. The
crucifying
court has
anybody
said
who is
it.
around there. This does not how administration works. You have to give every individual his or her responsibilities, the respect. What has happened? It's heinous. Who has done a
I'm
crime? He's behind
sorry,
the bars.
we are
The
not
court
going to
is
give
taking its own
respect to the
action.
principal of the medical college at this point. That's the
No, you
last thing
know,
in our
no
concern
needed.
as of
See,
now.
listen,
No,
I,
I'm
as an
sorry. I'm sorry that
individual.
your
Now,
concern is
listen,
giving respect
Afrida,
to
as
the.
an
I mean,
individual,
think about the
you
victim's
can just
family at
go
this point
blowing
of
the bugle
time.
does not help. Afrida, you cannot just blow the bugle just on right and left. You have to understand the seriousness of the crime. We are working day in day out. The administration is working. The CP is on the benches. Everybody is there. What else do you
Dr.
want?
Hardeep Jogi,
What can be
Dr.
done?
Hardeep
Give
Jogi,
some
let's
suggestions.
hear it
Now
from you.
listen. I need to ask you today, just today, there has been an incident in Odisha where a doctor has raped two patients. There have been many cases happens in all in India. You
No,
you
this
know how it is.
whataboutery is not
Now the
acceptable.
crime that has happened, listen. You can tell it as a whataboutery, but
You
it's a fact.
heard Dr.
A
Hardeep
fact
say
a
अगर ऐसा
fact
ही
can be
सिस्टम था तो कोई भी घुस
no no
के
no.
लेडी डॉक्टर को रेप कर सकते हैं. It is so
अरे
easy,
ऐसा
so
अगर ऐसे ही इतना
possible.
आसान होता, अगर इतना ही आसान होता जोगी जी, तो भैया 365 दिन है और इतने सारे अस्पताल हैं. ये हीनियस क्राइम
नहीं
जो
नहीं,
होता है वो
कहाँ
क्रिमिनल
आपके
माइंडसेट वाले
आपके
लोगों ने किया
सिक्योरिटी
है.
सिस्टम?
और
टेल मी वन
and
थिंग,
तो
what
व्हाट
we
डिड
have
योर
सिक्योरिटी
done,
सिस्टम तो आपका लैप्स
टेल
कर
मी
रहा है ना
वन
सर।
थिंग, वेयर डिड योर
then how is
सिक्योरिटी
it?
और
सिस्टम?
आप प्रिंसिपल को दूसरी पोस्ट दे दे रहे हैं बिना इंक्वायरी किए। एटलीस्ट यू
Listen.
मस्ट इंक्वायर द पेशेंट
Listen.
प्रिंसिपल।
Principal has
द
not been
कोर्ट हैज
named in
सेड
any of
दैट
the prima
court
facie.
has said that
Listen, okay.
कि why were the
Listen.
principal was not inquired about it, why were the
No. Court has
statement
not
was
said.
not taken?
Court has
Yes,
not. No. Court has not said that. Court has not
we
said that.
have
Simultaneously, no. There's nothing has done. Nothing on the principle. Give me on record. Give me in writing. Come on, give me the record.
सर
You
लाइव
can come and say anything
लॉ
on the
हमने
television.
पूरा पूरा उसका रिकॉर्डिंग देखा है,
अरे
सब पढ़ा है हम।
वही recording नहीं
जज्बाती
written.
और
Have you got? अरे जोगी जी, have you got anything in written? Is there been any order? There's nothing.
आप मीडिया
Then
चैनल्स पे
what
पढ़
is the
के देख
order,
लीजिए।
Mr.
No. I
कोर्ट
don't
ने
want any
ऑर्डर किया
media
है
channel.
कि द
Listen. You
प्रिंसिपल
give
शुड
me a
गो ऑन
record.
लीव, लॉन्ग लीव। आप लोग
No.
उनको
Court.
जॉब दे दे रहे दूसरे प्रिंसिपल के, इसीलिए उनको रोका भी
That
गया
you
हमारी
show
एसोसिएशन
me,
द्वारा।
Mr. Yogi, you show me it on record. You're saying something,
यस
show it
वी
on
कैन
record.
शो यू,
You're on the television. No, show it.
वी कैन
You
शो
have
द
it on record.
स्टेटमेंट्स
No,
ऑफ,
give
वी
me the
कैन
state.
शो,
No.
you can read
Order of
upon
the
it.
court.
This is the today's statement, High Court's.
No, it is not. Let's not diverge.
Why is
The
Mamta
idea is when
Banerjee
you're
hesitant to
talking about
hand
the
it over to the
security.
CBI immediately? Since I'll tell
Listen,
you why. The Kolkata
Afrida,
police is under
first of
scrutiny.
all,
He's supposed to be a volunteer of the Kolkata police, right? Saira Shah Halim had given us the
Yes,
details
yes.
of why,
And
how he had
why you
access, because he had that particular jersey or whatever which said he's from Kolkata police. That is one
what is the
reason why he
criteria
had
to,
access.
what is the
So,
criteria to take a
please
civil
have
worker
the
for
court of
at
to
Kolkata
move
police?
and hand it over to CBI immediately.
now
Yes,
listen,
Yes,
Dr. Jyoti.
Afrida, law and order is a state subject. Our police has done a wonderful job. They are standing with the family. The family is happy and family is trusting the police. That is most important.
family is happy, sir,
The
कैसी
family of
बात
the
कर रहे
victim
हैं
is
आप?
The
trusting the police.
nationwide.
Yes,
The
yeah.
nation is
They were
crying, the family is
nationwide.
crying, and
See,
you're
Nation is
political.
crying.
See, you can have
Women
a
are
political
protesting.
agenda.
Very,
You can
very
have a
good
political
job.
agenda
Very
that
good
does not
job.
help. Now listen, Shaira, you can have a political agenda that does not help. We are standing with the
The
victim.
women
That is
are out.
important.
The
We are
women
standing.
we
are
don't have
out.
any
The women
political
are out
Listen,
agenda, sir.
listen. What
outraging. The women are out outraging.
the right
Let's think
to
about it,
protest,
and I'm
and
going
this
to,
is
for the sake
important.
of
This is
our
how the
audience,
society is.
also give
This is
out the
how the
details
society
that
is.
we
At least
now
they are
have.
liberal. They're okay with
Mr. Manoj
protesting.
Jaiswal,
It is
please hear
important.
this. This is
Manav,
factual, okay? This is not
Manav,
something that we are making up.
Afrida, Manav.
The criminal, the rapist, goes back to sleep after committing this crime. And where does he go back to sleep? In a police barrack, right?
Barrack, yeah.
Barrack, yes.
No, you have to
He
have a
is
psychology.
so confident. He is
Now
so
listen. You have to
insulated
have the
because he
psychology
has this
analyst. We are not
shelter
there. We
of
have
a
not.
police barrack that he is with complete impunity. Look at the audacity of this guy. After having committed an unspeakable crime, he
Afrida,
goes back to his shelter.
I really
And now
pity.
all the
I
more
really
doubts and fears are being raised. Was there an attempt to shield him? How is he so confident that nothing is going to happen to him? Why is the principal being immediately given another posting? Are there more skeletons in the cupboard which could tumble out now? And there are irregularities which are being spoken about. So, what
Afrida,
exactly is the reason
I
that you
really
have a system where the
pity.
criminal is so
Hello,
confident that
Afrida.
he goes off back to sleep? No,
You
you're
can have
on
a
mute.
monologue.
Yeah,
This
please.
is really speechless. This is really speechless.
Don't have a monologue. Now I need to tell you two things. First of all,
Sure.
a criminal is a criminal. He must have done something wrong that what he has done, and what he will do after that is also something which will be wrong. I'm not a psychoanalyst. I will not talk on those lines. But the crime that he has done, that is what we are concerned about. We are concerned about getting speedy justice. We are the only political party who has asked for the capital punishment for the crime like this. We are the only party who is asking like to have a fast track court and get a kind of act done immediately by the parliament. But what we are doing, we are standing with the family. We are there before the society at large. Calcutta has been educated the safest city in the country for many years, and that is why. And we don't shy away with the
It
role of
doesn't help.
responsibility.
Let
A
me play
criminal.
out some of the voices that
We are
you
trying to give
have.
an example of a criminal
Do you know how
audacity
much it
of
has
this of
disturbed
him going to the
resident
police
doctors
barrack
across the
or
country?
doing this
Over
is
20
nothing.
lakh students
A
appear for
crime that
NEET
he has
every year.
done is
Can
heinous.
you even imagine
He
what the parents of those
should be
students whose
will be
daughters are doing
punished.
this night
And
duty, what kind
everybody
of
believe in the
nightmares they're
judiciary
having at the moment?
and the policing and the administration in Bengal.
I'm sorry, the policing has
Listen,
failed
every woman who
miserably
comes
in
to the
this
hospital,
case. We are not
everybody
generalizing, but
feels
in
safe.
this case,
Eh,
your
no.
checks and
You can,
balances did
Afrida.
not
You
work.
can go and interrupt
Your
him, but that
checks
will not
and
help.
balances did not work. Either
This
you
should be the
never
case
had
study for the
any in
entire
place,
country. This is the case
your
study for the entire
RJ
country,
Pearl
Afrida.
Medical College did not have enough safety and
This
security
is a
measures
case
to protect
study.
young
And
Within
this is the
24 hours of
reality. This is the
Kolkata being
reality.
Yes, let's
This
play
is the
out some
reality.
voices so that we hear
Security
other
lapse.
citizens. We hear out the kind of anger that is there in the country. Here are some voices that has come from across the country.
जो बेरहमी से उसके साथ दुर्दांत जो अपराध हुआ है, उसकी बलात्कार करके उसकी जो हत्या करके ये जो अपराध हुआ है, उसके विरोध के स्वरूप और इस सोती हुई सरकार को जगाने के लिए कि वो डॉक्टरों के काम करने के स्थान को, उनके वातावरण को सुरक्षा कब प्रदान करेगी, ये चीज़ को हम चेताते हुए एक कैंडल मार्च का आयोजन हमने किया है और मेडिकल कॉलेज से 1000 बेडेड हॉस्पिटल तक। इस कैंडल मार्च के माध्यम से हम सरकार को ये एक संदेश देना चाहते हैं कि जितने भी मेडिकल स्टूडेंट्स हैं 24 घंटे 36 घंटे अस्पताल में काम कर रहे हैं, पूरी अपना तन मन धन सबसे मरीजों की सेवा कर रहे हैं, वो कब तक इस प्रकार के दुर्दांत अपराधों से कब तक अपनी जान पर खेलते हुए काम करते रहेंगे। इस चीज का समाधान कब होगा, कब हमें सुरक्षा मिलेगी, कब हमें एक कार्य करने के लिए एक अच्छा, बेहतर और सुरक्षित वातावरण मिलेगा, इस चीज की हम मांग करते हैं।
Dr. Jogi, you want to add something to that?
Bilkul, we demand the swift justice in this case, and we thank to High Court, Kolkata High Court. सरकार से तो हमारा विश्वास ही उठ गया था। कोलकाता हाई कोर्ट ने आज जब सीबीआई की जांच के लिए बोला है, तब हमें थोड़ा विश्वास आया है कि इस केस में जल्दी से जल्द निर्णय हो और जस्टिस हो। दूसरा, we have demand of Central Protection Act and State Protection Act because the incidents of violence against the doctors are very common because we are soft targets. We are less in number in the hospital, and people in aggression or their pervert mindset attacks on us. And about more than 50% are female doctors. So we need a protection. We need hospital as a safe zone so that people like such people cannot enter in the hospital and such incidents doesn't repeat. Otherwise we have lost the faith right now in the system.
Before I go to Saira, let's listen into this NCW member who spoke about the case.
सबके सामने भी आ चुका है, ठीक है?
Okay, I have to play it back again. I think we missed out some parts of it. Here it is.
मैम एनीथिंग सस्पिशियस मैम देखो वहां पर
No.
ऐसा संदर्भ दिखा है व्हाट यू सी मैडम
I have seen the crime.
Okay, I think this video is not complete. I was hoping we will get to
एक ही
hear
है
it.
जो आप सबके सामने भी आ चुका है, ठीक है?
So there is not much that we hear from this member of the NCW. Saira Halim, what exactly would you say to the condition that resident women doctors are working under? It is pathetic, of course. I mean, if you look at the sequence of events that has happened, it seems that this is how it is. You work those grueling hours 24/7. You have to find a space for yourself to take a nap, and then something of this nature happens. Women's rights activists like yourself, is there anything that you feel must be now introduced to ensure for the resident doctors, lady doctors in particular, since they are the ones who are extremely vulnerable. First, those kind of hours, then there is a risk from patients also. Imagine with that level of stress, you are not even allowed a human error. The margin of error is literally zero in a profession like this. And then not
Right.
even be able to catch a peaceful nap, because you have to be constantly worried after seeing something like this. The next victim could be you. What can be done,
Yeah.
sir?
So, I've seen some, best practices also because my husband is a medical practitioner in Calcutta itself. So, what I've seen is, see, like, when you're seeing female patients, there's always a nurse, there's always a woman there who accompanies the male doctor. If you look at hospitals, the best practices, you have a separate restroom for the employees there for women doctors. A lot of government hospitals do not even have restrooms for women. So this is how the women employees are being treated. Also, why does a lady doctor who's been manning night hours at a hospital, why does she need to go to a seminar room to take rest? Because here, look at the spray. Look at this. I don't even want to call him an animal because he is like totally lost all kind of what do you call definitions of how I can define brutality. So here, at least there should be some kind of resting room with a bed, and there should be like an alarm where hear something, you just give an alarm so that at least like a fire alarm. So there should be like an emergency alarm in every room in the hospital. So I think the SOPs really need a complete overhaul. Restrooms, alarm bells, security, because here it's clearly that the role of the hospital and the Kolkata police, has not been satisfactory. And it is really, really unfortunate that, the employers of the government hospital could not protect a lady, woman doctor there, and this woman, happened to die at the hands of somebody who's supposed to be safeguarding, the hospital, like a civic volunteer with the Kolkata police. And it's time the Kolkata police is also very stringent about contractual employees or even people. There are a lot of police personnel, if you look at the studies, that have been found with mental health problems also. So what kind of people are you recruiting into the system, whether it's a contractual employee, whether it's a government employee? Criminal records, what were the personal details? Because if you look at the accused past records, it has been alleged that he used to watch pornography, violent pornography on his phone. His previous two marriages apparently were also very violent. His wives have accused him of violence. So, with such a track record, personal and otherwise, how was this person, recruited to aid the Kolkata police? It is, mind, numbing to hear this.
Yes, in fact, that is one question I also pondered over when I thought about this man who has such a dubious record, such a dubious personal record. For him to be part of the system in a government hospital just shows that there is absolutely no scrutiny, perhaps, in the recruitment process or the
Yes.
process. Just about anyone is found roaming around, and this is probably, let's be fair, not typical to Kolkata or to this one medical hospital. Probably this is the case around
A
government hospital.
pattern.
A pattern. डॉक्टर हरदीप जोगी,
Exactly.
क्या क्या
Yeah,
इसी
you are
तरह
right.
के systems होते हैं हर जगह?
You are right, Frida ji. Actually, her government medical college में all over the country, we have seen all the medical colleges run by state and center. There are security lectures. We have written to the authorities many times regarding this. The incident like violence and such incidents are being happening continuously. You can track the records, and still the authority just gives the आश्वासन कि हो जाएगा हो जाएगा, but there is no any regular scrutiny, there is no any security committee, there is no even street lights in the roads in which the doctors are doing duties, female doctors are doing duties. The situation is very horrific, and still the government expect from the doctors that we serve in the periphery with no protection. So this is very. I from your medium, I want to uh, tell the people of India that it is very. You have to think about it. The government have to think about it. How can the doctors serve in periphery if they are not safe in the city state capital of Kolkata? So this is very shameful situation
So
for
there
the
are three
country right now.
areas where I clearly see. Of course, Mr. Jaiswal has exited. I would have at least expected him to take this question, because look at the institutions involved here. The police. Here is somebody who was a civic volunteer, has access to the police barrack, and he is somebody who used sort of a outfit that gave him the identity of Kolkata police. So the police there, the medical institutions, the state run medical institutions, the health services, and thirdly women's safety, so all of these, if these three areas where the citizens, these are the very basics, it's not asking for the moon. Simple, safe health service, simple, safe workplace environment, policing, and then certain checks and balances when you have people recruited in these sensitive areas, especially when there are women on night duty. Saira Halim, again, like as now we're just going to close the discussion, but as a closing remark, I want to understand from you, what are your big sort of appeals, if I may use the word, to the state government at this point? What should be immediately done?
Yeah, so now that we've heard that this case is being transferred to the CBI, I would request full cooperation from the state government to ensure that there's a speedy trial. And, we need the full investigation of the case, not just what is being told to us. Secondly, we need to make West Bengal a more safe place. It has had a reputation of being one of the safest cities in India. And I hope we are able to keep that reputation and live up to that, a reputation that we have, lived with all along. And we just have to ensure safety and security to every girl child. I'm a mother of two young girls, and it's a huge concern if my child is going to school or child is going to work, and in these trying circumstances. So let's just hope for a more safer working environment. Let's create more strategic and strategic SOPs at the workplace so that women's rights and women's safety is safeguarded.
Right. Closing comments from you, Dr. Hardeep Jogi, please go ahead.
Through your medium, I want to convey to the people that and the government that aspiring to become a doctor is very hard. There is very competitive exams we have to go through, and when such news arrives, it shocks the country. So I just request you to cooperate with us and to pressurize the government to make some SOPs, to make some committees, and to implement the regulations regarding the safety and security of the doctors. As everyone wants to aspire to being doctor, but in India, becoming and practicing as a doctor is very hard these days, and this is the very hard example of that. So this is my total idea to you.
Yes, I mean, that is what I think I'll also conclude with. And thank you so much, Saira Shah Halim and Dr. Hardeep Jogi, for joining us. Mr. Manoj Jaiswal of the TMC left us earlier.
Thank you.
That this is precisely the issue with this country, that, you have over 20 lakh students vying for this coveted job. And what happens in this so-called coveted job is for all of us to see. Thank you both for joining me. As a concluding remark, I would only say that let's appeal to this government that as citizens, we are asking for basic safety at workplaces. As a woman, a working woman, I'm asking that my fellow women, wherever they are working, those workplaces must be safe for them to deliver in their jobs. And medical profession is one such profession where people are working round the clock and working to save lives. At least there, the least we can expect is a safe working environment for the resident doctors. I hope that the CBI immediately gets its act together. I hope justice is meted out to the family of the victim. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Afrida ji.